Hello, welcome to another Learning the Unlimited lesson. Today we want to talk about primes, prime numbers. What exactly is a prime number? Well, a prime number is a number that has two factors, one and the number itself. So when we think about what a factor is, we should think about the word divide. And we should ask, what can I divide the number that we want to find the factors for by? Or we can think about the word group. And so we could ask ourselves the question, what can I group? How can I group this number? What can I group by? So if you have some questions about what factors are, go watch our previous video on factors. Let's say we have this question, is 2 a prime number? Well, we need to figure out if 2 has only two factors, one on itself. If it does, then it's a prime number. So let's use these two teddy bears to help us to determine this. How can we group these teddy bears? How many different ways can we group them? Well, we can group them in groups of 1. So for sure, 1 is a factor of 2. We can group them in groups of 2, and 2 is a factor of 2 so itself. Now, note that there's no other way we can group them because 2 is the highest number that we can go. We can't group anything higher than the number itself. We can't group them into groups of 3s. That's not possible. So once we get to the number itself, we're done. So 2 has only two factors, 1 on itself. That makes 2 a prime number. What about 3? Well, let's do the test on 3. How many ways can we group them? We can group them in groups of 1. So it has 1 factor. We can't group them in groups of 2s. See, it doesn't do that evenly. We have a 1 left over right here. So it doesn't work with groups of 2. So the only other group left is group of 3s. Note then that every number has at least two factors, 1 and itself. Except for 1. 1 is a special number. So 3 is a prime number. What about 4? Could 4 possibly be a prime number? Take a look at it. Do you think 4 is a prime number? Well, let's do the test. We can group 4 into groups of 1. So 1 is a factor of 4. We can group 4 into groups of 2. Note, we can stop right here because a prime number should only have two factors, 1 and itself. And note, 4 has 2 because we can group 4 into two groups of 2. So 2 is a factor of 4. And because 2 is a factor of 4, then 4 is not a prime because it's gonna have more than two factors. And so we don't even have to do any more tests on 4. We just need to prove that it has one other number than 1 and itself. And so we know 4 is not a prime. And that's how we check to see if a number is a prime. Could you guess what some prime numbers would be then? Would 5 be a prime? Yes, 5 only has two factors, 1 and itself. Would 6 be a prime? Well, we could group 6 into groups of 2s. See, 1, 1, 2. So 6 would not be a prime. There we go.